right. Well, hello, parents, students. Welcome to the 2021-2022 school year. My name is Mr. Casher. I teach seventh grade civics. I just want to make a quick video to introduce myself and the topic. This is my third year teaching civics in seventh grade, my 10th year teaching middle school, and my 12th year working at Imagine School at Town Center. This year should be a really interesting and important year. As we all know, civics is a really important topic, and it's also really important for progression for students from middle school into high school. So well, let's talk about what civics is. Civics is a socialized class this year, and it really talks about four areas: the principles, functions, and organizations of government, kind of like the three branches of government, the origins of our American political system, Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, things like that, the roles, rights, and responsibilities of U.S. citizens, and then ways to participate in our political system. So that's kind of the areas of topics that we'll study this year. All right, so let's talk about why this school year's civics is in seventh grade is really important. This is something that most students and parents don't know is that in civics, is the 1 year that students will take an end of course exam unless they end up taking eighth grade algebra. They take one in that subject as well, but it's the only subject in all of middle school besides algebra where they take an end of course exam. And what the end of course exam is it's a final exam prepared by the state, similar to like FSA reading or math. However, this one affects their grade for the year, whereas the other ones don't. They're just they may affect what class they get into, placement in classes, things like that, but it doesn't actually affect their actual grade and whether they pass the class or not. The Civics EOZ is a computer based test. Again, it's produced by the state. It's 52 to 56 multiple choice questions, no short answer, writing, anything like that, just your typical four answer multiple choice question. But that one test is 30% of the grade for the entire year for the student. So that's a huge grade. So, that 50 question test really can determine whether students pass or not, or what their final grade in the class is. It basically works out to their first and second 9 weeks, half the year is 1/3 of their grade. The third and fourth 9 weeks, the other half of the year is 1/3 of their grade. And then that 1 2 hour test is 1/3 of their grade. So it's a hugely important test for students. And, in order to get into high school, you do have to pass civics. And if you're not passing the civics EOC exam, it makes it that more difficult. So it's a really important test. So we do push the kids real hard. I want everyone to pass the test. We just got our results back from last year. We had 89% of students pass the test last year, which was the best in the district and really good. And they worked really hard. So any student that comes every day, works their hardest, does their work, studies for their tests, studies for exams, should pass, but it does take a lot of work. It's not an easy test. Um, so the test is broken down into 55-ish multiple choice questions. Like I said, 15 to 25% are considered low complexity. That would be things like the legislative branch. What do they do? Make laws. Very simple recall. 40 to 60% of the tests are these moderate complexity questions, which are pretty tough. And then 15 to 20% are high complexity questions, which are very difficult. It makes you not just know information, but process it, apply it. These are questions that I can struggle with, so they're very tough. So we need to make sure we know our information, that that we know, and we get all of these low and as many of these medium ones as possible. And civics does end up being kind of a lot of vocab, legislative branch, executive branch, judicial branch, this Supreme Court case, the Third Amendment, all these different things. So flashcards are a great way to constantly review, study. It is really important that students are studying and doing something to study, like writing flashcards or making review guides, because that's what moves that information kind of in that long-term memory, which, we need to know all this information that we learned on August 12th. We need to know it on May 20th. So we really need to remember this. And so those four areas represent about 25% of the test in each. So here's a good example of like a moderate question. These are not easy questions. So it has a primary source from Thomas Paine's Common Sense. In England, a king hath little more to do to make war and give away places, which in plain terms is to impoverish the nation, set it together by the ears. A pretty business indeed for a man to be allowed 800,000 sterling a year and worshipped into the bargain. What is he saying about the British monarchy in this quote? You have to know what Thomas Paine, you need to know what common sense is, you need to know what a monarchy is. You have to be able to apply that information to a primary source topic, and this is a medium question, right? So the test is hard. That's why it's so important that we pay attention, work hard, study, and know our information. And this this PowerPoint, I'm kind of clicking through it kind of quick. It's on my website, which is linked on my syllabus as well, and it has great resources for every topic: flashcards, videos, notes, Cornell notes, all kinds of things. So I really suggest going onto my website, bookmarking that, and using that. So how to be successful: pay attention in class, work hard, high stakes test means I have high expectations, and I'm going to make sure I hold everyone accountable to those, that we're, paying attention in class, that we're working hard, that we're doing our work, that we're studying. Eventually, I'll have a tutoring in the morning. We won't start that right away, but I will. We're going to have an interactive notebook, which is the best thing you can have to study for your EOC at the end of the year. You will need a 5-subject notebook. So please make sure you bring that in the first week, and also a binder. And those things will stay in the classroom unless students are taking them home to study. Do your homework. Homework is given at the beginning on Friday. It's due the following Friday. It will be online. There are things like Edpuzzle videos, Quizlet flashcards, articles. You can even get extra credit. That's a great, great, great way to keep your grade up, boost your grade, and help you learn the information. And then some websites. Like I said, this one right here is my website. It has a ton of great resources on it. And then there's some other good websites as well. And like I said, this PowerPoint is on my website. And so that's a great place to get to know more about civics as well. So like I was saying, it's a really important year for civics. I look forward to getting to know everyone. I look forward to getting into information. We have a lot to learn in a short period of time. So we go fast, we work hard, and then hopefully students enjoy the class, and hopefully at the end of the year, everyone passes that really important civics EOC. All right, that's all I have. I'll see you at open house if you're going to be here. And I'll send home information on the first day of school, and I'll get to know everyone throughout the year. Have a good day.